Yo, what's happening, people? The international break is over. Thank God. Finish. Finito. The Premier League is back. Arsenal versus Sheffield United this week. We travel to Sheffield United in third place, 1 point behind the Premier League champions and arguably one of the best Premier League teams of all time. They sit just 1 point above us. And with a tricky tie to Crystal Palace, who knows what may happen come Monday evening when we play Sheffield United. Got to wait a couple more days before we watch Arsenal play, but is what it is, man. At least we'll know what would have happened between Liverpool and Man United as well. So, it'll be good. Should be a good weekend of football. In terms of the game, of course, Sheffield United won't be easy. They've had a decent start to the season. They do tend to get their points away from home. I think they got 6 points away and 3 at home. So I think their away form is better than their home form. I think it's probably because they like to play quite a counter-attacking game. I think the way they play against Chelsea, kind of did well going forward away from home. Then at home against Liverpool, especially, they're quite reserved. They sit back. So we'll take Arsenal to do a lot of breaking them down. But I actually think we can do that this week. I think we're equipped to do that. Looking at the team news, Lacazette's back in full training. Tierney didn't travel to Scotland, so he should be fresh and ready to go after his injuries. Bellerin as well, I'm expecting him to be in the squad. So, we could be looking at a almost full-strength Arsenal team. And I'm just going to quickly run through the team, which I think I'm going to go with the team I think Emery will play, in a little bit of a combine with who I think should start as well. So Leno will go in goal for me. He's done decently, got called up to the Germany squad, didn't play in international break. But he's done quite decent, even though Martinez was called up by Argentina as well. They actually were on the bench against each other in a friendly that they had a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to go with Leno to start in goal for Arsenal. Right back, I'm actually going to go with Callum Chambers. I know Bellerin is back, set to come back in. I don't think he's featured in the Premier League yet. I don't think. Only the League Cup and the Europa League. So I'm expecting maybe him to come on for maybe last 20 maybe, just to get a bit of fitness, a bit of game time in the Premier League. And then I'll expect him to play the full 90 in the Europa League in midweek. So I'm going to go Callum Chambers at right back. And Callum did brilliantly. Arguably in the 4 games he's played, he's been one of our best players. Last match, definitely, he was brilliant against Bournemouth. Was great when he came against Aston Villa in the League Cup as well. Did great against Newcastle first game of the season. So, listen, I've got no qualms with putting Callum Chambers in at right back to start this game. I know Holding's back as well, which provides good competition for the centre-back places, but I'm going to stick with Socrates and Luiz. Again, both were quite solid in the Bournemouth game. Obviously, Luiz got his goal and his first for the club. So I'll be happy to have a bit of consistency, keep them two at the back, and let's just hope Holding just keeps pushing on. And, at some point we'll push them for a starting berth. Expect Holding to start in the Europa League as well on Thursday. And left back, I'm going straight in with Tierney, man. Waiting for this guy to come for so long. It looks like this could be his debut. He's back, he's in full training. Kolasinac was decent last game, but I don't know if he can be trusted over the course of the season really to be at left back spot. So I'm expecting him to go into the Europa League squad on Thursday and Tierney to start on his first game for Arsenal. We'll see what happens there. Into the midfield now after the international break. Emery doesn't really like to play Torreira. He travels and played for Uruguay, so he has a bit of a longer trip to come back. So he tends to not start. So I'm going to go with Guendouzi and our club captain, Granit Xhaka, in the middle of the park. Guendouzi, first I have to big up Guendouzi because he voted for the Golden Boy Shortlist Award. Best of luck in that one. I hope you get that because you've been brilliant for us this season. And rightly so that he should be on the short list of that award. And also potential contender. Looking at that list, there's a couple names that stand out. Then just below that, you're probably looking at the Guendouzi type player after that. So big credit to Guendouzi. Expecting him to go straight in, like I said, alongside our captain Xhaka in the middle of the park. And I think this is where it gets tricky, because I'm going to go with 4-2-3-1 and potentially see how that works out. I'm going to go with... I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Actually. Watch this. So I'm going to go with Pepe on the right wing. Pepe needs some game time. Played for Ivory Coast in midweek as well. So got a goal there. Had a little link up with Zaha and got a goal. That could be a future Arsenal link up, that Zaha and Pepe. But yeah, need some more game time for Arsenal. Need to be putting him straight in against teams like Sheffield United and see if he can roast their left back. And then on the left side, I'm actually going to go with Danny Ceballos. Listen, people keep saying he's a centre mid, he's a cam. Yes, listen, for the past 3 games, he played number 10 for Spain in last game. The week before that, he played left wing, and the game before that, in the last international break, he played left wing as well. I want to see him out there. I want to see what he can do out on the left wing. Just whilst Lacazette's just coming back, just whilst Aubameyang hasn't got the greatest of forms out wide, we got Saka, who's been brilliant for Arsenal. He's done very well. But I'd just like to see what he can do out there. Chances are Saka will probably go in there. But listen, I'm going to go out on a hunch and I'm going to keep pushing this until we at least get to see him in a game for Arsenal out on the left wing. Just to see. And obviously, I'm not expecting him to be a left wing, inside forward, hogging the line. Maybe a little bit like a left cam sort of thing. So you're playing cam, but slightly on the left side. Which allows Tierney actually to bomb forward and cross the balls whilst he cuts in a bit and sort of drops a bit deeper. So that's just my personal opinion. I'm just interested to see what happens. And in the number 10 position, I'm going to go with Joe Willock. I watched the England under-21s in midweek, and although it wasn't a great game for the opposition, I think it was Austria they played. Eddie Nketiah, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Joe Willock, brilliant in that game. Absolutely brilliant. They ran the show, and Phil Foden as well, ran the show for England. Whether it's a 4-3-3 on Monday or a 4-2-3-1, I really want to see Joe Willock start. And I want to see how he plays in that advanced role against a team who doesn't look like they want to score a lot of goals, and maybe sitting back, it may give him a bit of experience to try and break down that sort of team. And up top, I'm going to go with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I know Lacazette is back in full training, but the man is on fire, man. He's absolutely ridiculous. I think he's got 49 goals for the club now. So if he scores there on Monday, it will be the 6th fastest man for Arsenal to reach 50 goals. And yeah, I expect him to start. I expect Laka to be on the bench. Saka, Nelson's out till November, so we won't see him on the bench. So I expect that to be quite a decent bench. And one person I'm also going to put on the bench, Mesut Ozil. Now, this is interesting. So he's come out. He's had a good interview with Ornstein, now at The Athletic, and had a little conversation with him this week about general stuff, life at Arsenal, how things are going. And Ozil said, listen, people want to get onto me because I'm ill. I'm ill. It's winter. It happens, innit? Man's ill. It happens a lot, yeah, but I guess some man's immune systems are different, innit? Is what it is. Now, he's also come out and said, listen, he wants to play for Arsenal and he wants to stay at Arsenal till 2021. That's the contract he signed, and that's what he wants to say. Now, a lot of players will come out and say that. I've signed a contract to this, I'm gonna see it out. But Ozil didn't have to come out and say anything, really. He didn't have to have a conversation. He didn't have to say that. He could have just said, look, I'm enjoying my time and we'll see what happens. But no, he said he wants to stay till 2021, which means for me, he won't be leaving in January. Potentially, he could leave next summer because obviously he'll be getting to his last year at Arsenal, and Arsenal may want to get some funds for him, maybe a China or a US type thing. But it also means he's committed to play for Arsenal. And all these people saying Ozil doesn't want to play, his training ain't great, he don't want to be there, doesn't look like he wants to be here. He's come out and said he wants to play for Arsenal. The reason why he signed a deal back in January a couple of years ago is because he wants to be here. He wants to see out his time with Arsenal. And so us as fans need to respect that. That's what he wants to do. That man is 31 years old, but he's still a great player and he can still find the ball in a struggling side. And I do hope this week that Emery does put him on the bench. He was asked in his press conference, Emery, about Ozil and make his comments, and he said, listen, he had a tough start to the season. Obviously, him and Kolasinac got robbed. Didn't look great. Dropped a level in training, but all of a sudden, the past few weeks, he's upped his level. and he's back in reckoning. And I respect that in a way. Emery's come out and said, listen, end of the day, the man's a good player. He's a great player, but if you ain't got the levels in training, then I can't pick you. And maybe it just needs Ozil to step up his level a bit, and he said he has. So on that basis, I'm expecting him to at least travel to Sheffield. But it's Emery, innit? So obviously we'll have to wait and see what he actually does and whether he actually plays him in the game, or at least brings him with him. But listen, we've got competition now. As I said, Laka's back. Martinelli's on great form, so he's pushing for a start on the bench this week. Even a potential place out on the wing, as I said, is an option. It's good times at the moment for Arsenal, and we need to keep consistent though. We need to carry on getting them wins. I don't mind if you don't get brilliant football every week, but we need to just be edging away from the teams that are struggling, the Chelsea, the Spurs, the Man United. Third place is up for grabs this season. I think I said Arsenal were going to finish fourth or third. But third place is up for grabs. We need to take it with both hands. Guys, thanks for checking out the review. Thanks for checking out the preview, rather. The review will be out, of course, after the game on Monday. And hopefully, we'll still be in third. If not,